What are the best cryptocurrencies to invest in? In this video, we're going to talk about the best coins, the best tokens, and what wallets are most appropriate for the coin that you're investing in. So in this video, I'm going to introduce you to a partner, a dear friend, and I think world-leading expert in this content. He has traveled the world, Dubai. He's been in some of the highest level think tanks around cryptocurrency and digital currency. So I cannot do justice, but interview this very man that I may bring it on in just a moment. We're going to talk about how to start. How do you begin? You're out there, you're thinking, this is skeptical, this wasn't going to happen. It's here. It's not happening. It happened. It happened. 2020 laid cryptocurrency down firmly into the planet. In fact, it's transacting at Starbucks and Amazon and a lot of other places. You can actually, there's ATMs just in Reno, Nevada, which is north of where I live. There's over, I think, 37 ATMs where you can actually do an exchange of an ATM with Bitcoin. You can actually put your cash in, and through an ATM, you're actually going to end up with a card that looks like a credit card. It's amazing. Some of you have got so much to learn. So I'm going to introduce Kelly Korsak, who is the founder and developer of all of the AI software, which is an algorithm that really takes you in and out of the market. You know, I'm going to show this story just to share the validity of the work of iFlip. In March 2020, when the market crashed below 1929 time, like the worst market crash since we've seen in 1929. Happened in March 2020. On average, the market and everybody in it lost 33%. If you had iFlip, you had accounts, you had your money in Flip, we lost on average about 2 or 3%. So he algorithmically, through math equations, takes you out of the market. He's going to do the same for digital currency. So we're going to talk in this interview about how to get started. We're going to talk about what coins and what are the best ones. What, like I said in the beginning of the video, what are the best coins and tokens to have as you build a portfolio in digital currency? And you're going to need one. So we are back with Kelly Korsak, who's going to talk about more on cryptocurrencies, is what I'm going to say. So the question today, what are the best cryptocurrencies to invest in? Specifically, what coins and what are some of those strategies?
Okay. My feeling of the best currency or best cryptocurrencies to invest in are to stay in the well-known brands. There's a lot of different cryptocurrencies, matter of fact, more than 100. And now there's some other emerging NFTs, non-fungible tokens as well, that have different types of values. But I am a believer that if I'm going to own any kind of a cryptocurrency, I'm going to own the Cadillac. So I'm going to still hold to my guns and own Bitcoin, Ethereum. And there's two versions of Ethereum. Either one is fine, even the newer one. That one has more exciting features that I can talk about later. But in the final one would still be Litecoin, because again, it's well known and there is a larger capitalization of Litecoin than there are of many other coins that are what I feel beneath that. So the three highest capitalized and diversified coins are, again, Bitcoin, Ethereum, both kinds, and Litecoin. I feel there are different strategies that you can deploy on using them. But if you had no concept of what these things are, and again, this is just an opinion, I would own those three, and I would probably own them in that proportion. I would own, for example, 3 Bitcoins for every 2 Ethereums to every 1 Litecoin. And the reason I would own in this proportion is because those are the best bets. So I'm going to have 3 of the best three Cadillacs, yep. And I'm going to have 2 high-end Chevrolets, and I'm going to have, 1 Sonata from Hyundai. And they're all good cars, but there's no doubt that if you're going to put money up in it, buy the best you can. I feel that is the best way to own it if you knew nothing else. Now, if you want to own the coins and have a way of managing them throughout a journey, then you could, for example, strategize about how to own them. So, for example, a simple strategy just to own them would be to say, if you didn't know a company like ours, like Flip, that might be able to navigate that better, you would buy most of these cryptocurrencies, try to buy them near the fall. In other words, this type of time frame, which is September, October, November.
And why is that?
Well, because first of all, there will be a lot of gifting. One thing you can do nowadays, people are gifting coins. So there will be generally a surge in demand towards the end of the year as maybe the grandparents buy some cryptocurrency and they put it on a thumb drive and they give it to their grandchildren as a bet, very similar to buying a note for their education down the line. These are great things for gifting, and the gifting season always comes late in the year. Also, cyclically, you can understand that the markets generally have most of their trouble in fall before recovering. If they do have problems, they generally have them during the fall, and they recover generally in December, again, because when stocks generally recover in towards the Christmas season, this is around the world, Christmas is celebrated everywhere. This is generally when cryptos become more of a hedge as well. So when there's instability in the markets, cryptos definitely look like an alternative, and those instability in markets generally occur September, October. So that's another reason to own them later in the year. But so if you're going to buy them all, always buy in that season and then try to do it a spread over a few months. So for example, I always believe in buying in thirds. So buy a third in, say, September, a third in October, and your last third in November. This way, you don't time the market. You don't know anything. You just say, I'll put my money to work that way. That's a simple strategy.
So if you're enjoying this interview, enjoying this content, I want you to make some notes in the comment and ask some questions. We're going to be in here every day responding back to you. What do you want to learn about cryptocurrency? So let's get back to it. What about watching, like, it's Bitcoin, for example, what topped out around 64, 65, dropped into the 30s, back up into the 60s. So not necessarily watching that as much as the strategy of time placement.
Well, what I was referring to there is if you believe in the long run that, for example, a $10,000 investment in Bitcoin over, say, the next 9 or 10 years can maybe become worth $1 million. There is no way to say what time is the best. So you just have to buy. But when you buy, you shouldn't always buy instantly thinking there's a bargain. Now, if you want to deploy a strategy based on movement, for example, the Flip platform offers things like that, where we have 2 strategies, for example, that'll come out by the end of the year when our platform launches. One of them will be the buy and the dip strategy. We have a fundamental belief that the market will go higher, so fine. So we would invest in thirds in a different way. We might invest in a third right now. We might say at every 20% dip, no matter when it occurs, we will invest. And for every 50% gain, we will take some of it off, looking for a 20% dip to buy again. Markets never go straight up. So you have to find some set of rules that will allow you to buy. Now, the thing we do is use mathematics to find those sets of rules. And we do things like that. We also have other strategies that are designed to trade more frequently, knowing that the volatility of this market is immense. And that if we do it the same kind of a betting strategy to buy something now, buy something on a dip, we can also sell something on certain kinds of rallies as well and try to trade Bitcoin to an extent. So my recommendation tactically to get to that $1 million is to have some core investment, say half of your money, 60% of your money in a core investment in Bitcoin, using a strategy like the first strategy where you buy some, and then learn to buy dips. And the second one is to just simply trade it with some portion of your money as well. And that'll take out some of the times that you're long the currency or you're in it, you own it, but it goes down and you might have a smoother trip that way. So we'll deploy those 2 kinds of things.
Awesome. Awesome. So much to learn from you. I know that you have traveled and been in major think tanks around this conversation and how to do it. And again, the Flip investing, Kelly is the designer of the algorithm. So for those of you, especially if you want to be more passive, you'll have those opportunities to just be part of what he's doing by being inside the platform of iFlip and Flip Invest. So Kelly, it's great to see you. We'll be back with more conversations on cryptocurrency as we continue watching this market. We appreciate you being here today.
Thank you very much, Laura.
So if you're enjoying this content and the interview that I had with Kelly, I need you to subscribe, click on the link below, put in the little button where it says notifications so you get our content every day. I'll be bringing Kelly back when it comes to the content in cryptocurrency and this conversation. And what I want you to do now, go to the description, go to the notes below, and you click on the link. And I want you to take advantage of a free app that I'm going to give you, an iFlip app. Put it on your phone. As you get more and more invested, you'll have to move it to a desktop, but stay safe in this market.